Okay, what's up YouTube? Back again making videos. I have a new competition vehicle in the works. This is what the insurance was able to let me buy when I lost my competition truck in Sandy. It's a 2004 Jetta GLS. It's a 2.0. It's not the 1.8 turbo. But in this video, I'm going to show you a tutorial of how you're going to take this double din head unit. This works for any 1999 to 2005 Mark IV Jetta or GTI. I don't know if it works for Passat as well. My wife bought a Passat and it doesn't seem like it's going to be the same setup. But this is the Monsoon Premium stereo from Volkswagen, and I'm going to show you how to take this out, and I have a nice Pioneer double din head unit that's going to be going in. So just sit tight. It's going to take about 5 or 6 minutes of video time, and you'll know exactly how to take this out and put a nice setup in. And even though it's Monsoon, and people think, oh, you know, the aftermarket premium factory radios are harnessed into the car really well, they're actually not. It's actually very simple. So I guess I'll see. Okay, here comes the preparation stage. I'm just going to blow by this. You only need 4 things. Very simple. And this is for any electrical you ever do in your car. Extra wiring. Our cars don't have a lot of room behind the head unit, so you do need to extend each wire that comes on the wiring harness, which I'll explain. So just extra wiring, could be 16, 18, 20 gauge, doesn't really matter. You do need some good rosin core solder, and make sure it says rosin core. That has a material called flux inside the actual solder that makes it easier to put on the wires you're trying to combine to make the connection with. Good set of wire strippers, pretty obvious. That's just to peel back some of the rubber coating before you combine 2 wires, and then electrical tape to finish up the connection and wrap each connection that you have. Okay? Okay, now here's the rest of the stuff you're going to need. What you're going to do is go online and go to eBay and search a seller called carampkits.com. Okay, I bought this kit. It's called a Metra Dash Kit for a Mark IV Jetta, and it actually came as a kit within a kit. It comes with the actual dash kit that you're going to mount your head unit in. This is what's going to hold the double din head unit inside the dash. It comes with an antenna adapter. We have special antennas for our cars, being that they're Volkswagen. So if you're looking to keep your FM AM transmitter, this is exactly what comes with it. That's what you're going to need. And it also comes with a wiring harness. Now this is one of the most important parts. This is what's going to connect your head unit to the wiring in the car, okay? And I'll explain what you're going to do with that in a second. This is also important. You're going to need 2 pairs of dash removal keys, is what they're called. I also got these on eBay. They're about $5 a pair. 4 of these are going to go into the dash, and that's how you're going to get the stock Monsoon head unit out. And then this is optional. It only cost me 13 bucks on eBay. Also, if you search, I think there's only like 1 or 2 guys on eBay that are selling them. This is the parking brake bypass. It's just 3 wires you wire into the wiring harness, and it allows you to watch movies while you're driving. Always a must for me, because when I'm bumping my system, I do the music videos, and it's nice to listen to the music while you're watching the videos too. So that's also what you're going to need. And of course, as always, your actual head unit. Now this is the Pioneer. Let me get the box for you. This is the Pioneer AVH 3300 Bluetooth. I actually got it at an amazing price. Alright, so if you got past the last part, this is where it starts to get a little bit more difficult. Here is the harness that goes into your Pioneer system, that comes with the Pioneer system. What you're going to do, you're going to take some of that excess wire that you bought at Radio Shack, doesn't matter what color, and you're going to make 6-inch lengths, and you're going to extend every wire in this harness but the red and orange. The red and orange you're actually going to extend about 4 feet, and then I'll show you later in the video why that is, okay? Once you've done that, strip all the ends, take your Metra harness, or your aftermarket Volkswagen harness, and just start matching up all the colors, okay? Okay, everything's connected now. I color matched every wire. The wires you won't use is the red wire. The red wire is switch power. Our cars, Volkswagens, they don't have that. You're also not going to use the purple wire coming from the Pioneer harness, or your radio harness, because that is the gear switch indicator. You might use it if you're an idiot and you have a backup camera on a sedan, but if you're doing this on like a Touareg and whatnot, I don't know how that would work if you had like a backup camera for a Volkswagen truck. But anyway, the two wires also coming from the Pioneer harness, which are the orange and white and red. You are going to run that slack, that 4 feet of slack, from those, okay? So just to recap, you have the Pioneer harness, color matched and extended, with a 6-inch wire extension on each color match all the colors. And then the wires you won't use on the harness, on the aftermarket harness, are going to be the 4 brown wires. Those are for mute. Those are just going to fuck up your Bluetooth. And the red wire, which is switch power. Our cars don't have those. Now, once you're done, put zip ties on these to make them nice and flat, so they're easier to fit behind the dash, and it's out to the car. Now we're back in the car. It's time to remove the stock head unit. Again, this will work for 1999 to 2005 Mark IV or MK4 Jetta, GTI, or Golf head units. You're going to take those 2 pairs of radio removal keys. It's not the T and it's not the sharp, but it's the rounded pointed edge that you're going to stick in. Flat side out, flat side out. And then you're just going to pull. And then the radio removes. Alright, next part's fairly simple. Once you remove the radio, this unclamps, it like unhinges. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Unhinges like that, just pops right off the back of the radio, as well as the antenna. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your harness that you made, and you're going to hook it up to this. So I'm going to try to do that with one hand. In there, and then you just clamp it down and you are good to go. Now that's in. Okay, next what you're going to do is hook up your antenna adapter to this guy. It just plugs right in. It's pretty obvious. And then the next piece is the red wire that is fused that I had you put a 4-foot extension on. This part's actually kind of hard. There's one of 2 places it can go. One place, if you look at the fuse panel, upper left hand corner, okay, of the bottom tray is the window wiper. That is constant on only when the car is powered on, and that is something that you can tap into. Some people are against this, but any way you look at it, we don't have a switched power in our cars, so you're going to have to go to one of these in the fuse panel, meaning you're going to have to remove this bottom trim piece with a Torx 20 or a Torx 15 drill bit, or just, you know, like a driver. Aside from that, I'll take this apart and I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so I used my Torx 20 driver, and I got under here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Torx 20 screws you have to take out. That'll take out the actual dash part, the part that you see underneath your steering wheel, okay? Once that's done, there's actually 2 pieces. They come out after you just take out those 4 screws. Then you have this little apron that hangs underneath your steering wheel. That's also held on by like 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you take that off, the entire fusing and wiring underneath the steering column is revealed. Now what you're going to do is over here on your harness, the red wire that I had you give 4 feet of slack, you're going to fish through and down here, and let me show you exactly where it's going to go. Alright, so I finally finished that. I ran that extended red wire all the way underneath the dash. You're going to have these 4 or 5 bolts in a row. The one all the way to the left says 75X, it's yellow. Again, this is the same on Golf and GTIs. you're just going to take an 11mm socket, remove it, and then run that wire and just wrap it around. Or if you want to put a ring terminal on it, that's fine too. But this is going to be constant on, which means that whatever you hook up to there, that bolt and nut is only hot when, or powered on when the car's on. Okay. And that's it now. So we're going to reinstall the dash and the head unit goes in. Okay, now once you ran that constant power red wire, make sure all the hookups in the back of the head unit, mainly the harness and the antenna adapter, are in, and then just slide your head unit back. There we go. Okay. Now everything's in. It sits nice and flush. This is a very, very, very tight setup. There's also a support underneath here built into the Volkswagen, so this isn't going anywhere. No matter how heavy your head unit is, you're fine. Then you just got to put your dash back together, and you'll be good to go. Okay, now's the moment of truth. I have the dash put back together. Everything looks beautiful. And there we are.
For 50s to maybe 60, mostly sunny and colder Thursday, mid-40s, starting to moderate.
Source disk. Wow, first impressions is definitely better than the Monsoon head unit. But aside from that, any questions you guys have, leave them in the comments section below or message me. And if you haven't subscribed already, I could care less if you subscribe or not, but hey, I make good videos, alright? So thanks a lot, guys.